10 things you need to know before playing Dragon City. Starting off with the breeding event island. Never use this island. This island gives out the worst dragons. It's not worth your gems, or is it worth your time? Most of the dragons in here are mainly useless. They do offer heroics, but it's damn near impossible to even get those, because you need to, instead of you breeding 12, you need to breed 24. And now imagine how many gems that will cost. This is not worth it. This is a 0 out of 10. Never use this right here. Moving on to number 2, we got the most important dragons to feed. Now this option actually varies from whatever is your strongest dragon. Like, as you can see, I have a fully maxed out Hyacinth Supreme Dragon. It's really important to max out your strongest dragons because they're going to do the most damage and the most work throughout everything you do. So please level up. So usually you just level up. You usually just level up a few things, and basically anything that's useless or that won't really help you, you shouldn't touch or shouldn't really put into any use at all until you get them to a certain point where they can be useful. Then that's when you actually level those up. But if they're like 0 stars, they're not really going to do anything, or they're not really that important, then just leave them be. Those can be used for later on, or maybe you just leave them in the background. You don't got to level up everything. Just level up the most important things. Moving on to number 3, one thing you would notice the most probably is my gems. Probably wondering, how do I have 9,000 gems? You probably wonder, am I pay to win? Did I spend a lot of money to get it? Well, that's partly it, but also another thing you can do is you can actually do tasks. So basically what tasks are is that you can get thousands of gems doing a lot of tasks. Like right here, you can get 20,000 gems doing this, or you can get 10,000 gems doing this right here. So basically there's a lot of tasks out there that you can do and get loads of gems from. I highly recommend doing tasks because tasks really do build up your gems a lot over time, and you can use them on a lot of more important things. I really recommend you using tasks. Those can really get your gems up other than spending money, especially if you don't got a lot of money to spend. That's where tasks really come in. So the 4th thing to know is where to put certain dragons. Now this right here really depends of what level you are. Like, as a new player, this really wouldn't matter much, but if you got a lot of habitats, you should really try to put certain dragons in big habitats. Stuff like these divine orb habitats, this is where you should put strong dragons is, because you can actually get orbs from this. Or this rainbow habitat over here, you can put a lot of dragons in here. Mine's not really organized like that because I don't have as many dragons just yet. I don't have many dragons, but yeah, you could put a lot of dragons in these habitats. You should really keep this in mind, that you need to put certain dragons in certain habitats to get more out of it. This is really important in the long run if you're playing Dragon City. For number 5, I'm telling you how to make millions of gold. Now you notice how I got all these legend habitats just lying around here. Well, these are one of the sources to making millions of gold. The more you play, the more you should have, and the more gold you're going to get, especially because of the more dragons you get. This is definitely a long-term goal you should try to reach, because if you want a lot of gold, see, look, 782,000 gold. If you want a lot of gold, you're going to need to do this. If you don't do this, you're going to be pretty much broke and you won't be able to afford gold, and that's just that. Number 6, now we're going on Joker Orbs. Joker Orbs are pretty easy to get. Usually the easiest ones to get is legendaries. These normally come around in events, stuff like that. So you can get these pretty easily. Like how I got 1,500. I got those all from events and I saved them. It's best to use Joker Orbs and dragons, to empower dragons to E5. That's the best use of Joker Orbs, and to summon sometimes, but usually it's more preferred to empower dragons with Joker Orbs. Moving on to number 7, we have events. Now, events are really simple. It's really self-explanatory. You just collect items, you get rewards for it. It's none too much to talk about it here, except that events are really pay to win though. A lot of these events are really pay to win, like the Guard Guild. This one is pay to win, very pay to win. You have to spend $80 to get the Elite Pass, which was crazy. So yes, some of these events are pay to win. Second to last thing you need to know is food. Food is one of the most important resources in the game, and there's actually many ways you can get it, from food farms, events, and all the way to even food dragons. But the best way to really build food is from food dragons. But yeah, that's pretty much all you need to know about Dragon City before even playing. I hope y'all enjoyed the things that I told y'all, and I hope it becomes useful for y'all in the future. Thank y'all a lot.